Hello. Hi, good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon here at our local time, Philippines. And good morning or maybe good evening to wherever you are around the world. Sorry about that. So this is my face. So because last time I was supposed to if you remember the reaction vid that we did like when was that? That was like since March 28th. Oh, no, I think it was March 25. So, we on March 25, 2026, we did like a reaction video on how did they made the animators and like the voice actors the reaction vid on the true what I forgot because it was like the how did they did the animation in Gravity Falls. So, but like then again, why am I recording this vid? Then again, because a few weeks after that reaction video, I actually received a DM, and surprisingly, it's actually filled with negativity. So, what I'm trying to say is that the reaction vid we did like few weeks ago, um, it's actually right here. Go ahead if you want to watch that. It's right over here. There you go. See. But enough with that. So I want to talk about like the I actually received like a negativity, like a controversial negativity on Mabel Pines because to for me, I think Mabel Pines is a special character in Gravity Falls. I think she was a lot like me. Uh, yeah, she was a lot like me when I was also 12 years old. So let's try to break down the topic on the discussion on the topic that we're gonna discuss. So it says right here, if you can see, says right here, Mabel Pines, born in August 31, 1999. That's literally like a year after when I was born. Because I was born in 1998, August 8, 1998. So, this is probably the personality of Mabel Pines. So Mabel Pines is an optimistic, outgoing, and full of life 13-year-old. She's 12 when she turned 13, like after the Armageddon Part 2. And one of the is one of the two main protagonists of the series alongside her twin brother Dipper Pines. She spends the summer of 2012 with her great uncle Grunkle Stan in Gravity Falls, Oregon, where she and her brother frequently encountered the supernatural armed grappling hook that she found in the Mystery Shack gift shop. And her and Dipper work together and navigate their way out around odd new surroundings and seek out to uncover the town's mystery secrets. Wow. Okay, so in their early life, Mabel was born on August 31, obviously, yes. Her first her first word was unicorn. She claims to have shown a natural gift for art. She was 2 years old. She and her she and her brother Dipper were raised in non-religious. Okay, she is non-religious, so that's good. Celebrate all holidays with her insistency. Insistence. Sorry about that. Since the age of 3, Mabel was celebrated Halloween in Piedmont. That's it. That's actually Piedmont. It's actually a fictional town in America. It's in the state of California. So, with Dipper Pines and Mabel and Dipper went to Egbert Elementary. So yeah, I think it's one of the episodes. It's shown that in Wimmergeda Part 2, it showed that the childhood, the earliest childhood of Dipper and Mabel, where they were in school. It's called Egbert Elementary. So it's the rival Gravity Falls. So this is from episode one, Tourist Trap. And sometime early during the month of June, Mabel. Oh yeah, month of June because the month of June, I'm pretty sure they're actually in the summer break because in America June, the month of June is actually the summer break. Summer month or summer break. But here in the Philippines is actually the opposite. In the month of June, we actually have two seasons. It's a dry and the wet season. In the month of June is actually the opposite. So we get like a wet season and like starting in the month of June, and then ends at like August or September. So Mabel, so yeah, so Mabel and her twin brother Dipper were sent to Piedmont, California, to a small sleepy town of Gravity Falls to visit their great uncle Grunkle Stan. Mabel believes that this is her chance to have an epic summer romance, and shows her boy crazy obsessions. So I think this is probably normal for girls that like yeah, until girls now at my age they would have like a norm like a crushes like I too had a lots of crushes when I was 12 years old. Or maybe earlier than 12 years old. Like maybe 10, 9, 8. No, no, no. Like just at the age of 10, right? Uh, and shows her big boy crazy obsession when she tries to date many local boys before agreeing to date a very mysterious character who says he is a teenage boy named Norman. And in the half hour Dipper left to hang signs for the mystery shack. Little does he know that he is actually a group of gnomes posing as a teenage boy. The gnomes ask her to be her queen and kidnap her when she refuses. Dipper aids in Mabel's escape and brings her back to the mystery shack on a golf cart, and then Mabel then defeats the gnomes by using a leaf blower. Stan allows them to take one thing from the mystery shack for free, and Mabel decides on a grappling hook. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's actually the first when Dipper and Mabel went to the town of Gravity Falls to spend the summer vacation because they're in the summer vacation in the month of June. So that's actually episode one, to episode one tourist trap, and headhunters, blah 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 blah, and the hand that rocks the Mabel. So in the episode, I think this is episode season one, episode four, the hand that rocks the Mabel. She learns of an alleged psychic in the town named Gideon Gleeful, and goes to one of his shows alongside with Dipper and Seuss. The following day, she is greeted by Gideon. The two spend time together, ultimately leading to him asking her on a date. She, which she reluctantly, sorry if I pronounce this wrong, agrees to after the first date. However, Gideon insistently invites her on more dates. I feel the pressure, Mabel, were like you know the feeling of when if you're a woman and then this guy is like asking you to do like let's have a date more often and she's like yeah, I know the feeling, Mabel. Yeah, it feels like that she's being pressured, yeah, because that's because she is pressured, driven by pressure and not knowing how to reject his offers. Complies. Eventually Dipper volunteers to end the relationship for Gideon. Oh, what is he, brother? He even the one who's volunteering to end the relationship, he tried to, but Gideon somehow think that Dipper Pines actually got in the way of the relationship of his sister Mabel Pines. So it's like Gideon is like, are you? Gideon is like having the realization that maybe Dipper is threatening to end the relationship with his sister Mabel Pines. So yeah, there you go. Gideon is enraged to the point of attempting to maim him. Though Dipper is saved when Mabel intervenes, breaks up with Gideon herself, and destroys Gideon's amulet. Ah, yeah. Yeah, because Gideon stole the amulet from Journal. I think that was from Journal 1 to maybe 3. I think it's Journal 1. I don't know. Comment down in the section below if you think that the amulet was stolen because of Journal 1, 2, or 3. Back at the Mystery Shack, the Pines talk about their new enemy and taunt him while Gideon plots his revenge. Wow, what a douche. Yes, and the okay, so Oh, this is the episode, season 1, episode 7, Double Dipper. In Double Dipper, when the Mystery Shack hosts a party, Mabel begs Stan to let her mingle with other kids. He eventually relents and gives her job to Dipper. She then meets that's actually her full name, Grandinator. Grandinator and Candy Shiu at a party who soon become her best friends. They tell her about Pacifica Northwest. Ah, yes. The first time when Mabel Pines meets Pacifica Northwest. Yeah, I don't like Pacifica Northwest. She's actually known as the most rich and I would say like a rich and popular girl in Gravity Falls. But for me, I think she's just a arrogant, rich, popular girl. But then again, she's just a fictional character, so yeah, in Gravity Falls. For Pacifica Northwest, the most popular girl in Gravity Falls, Pacifica makes fun of Candy and Granda, so Mabel steps up to compete with her in a competition to see who could party hardy. Wow, that's that's actually the part where Pacifica Northwest said party hardy. I think she also said may the best partier win. Yeah, with the it's called the Valley Girl accent, with her Valley Girl accent. Engaging in activities like singing and dancing. Though Mabel initially receives the audience vote from in the form of applause, Pacifica intimidates the partygoers to cheer for her by using a ice cold glare and bribes the old man McGucket. Unlike most of the other guests who go off to Pacifica's after party, Candy and Greta stay in the shack to have a sleepover with new friends. Oh, so this is like it's the first time that Mabel Pines is first met Candy and Greta, and then she invite just after the party she invited to have like a sleepover or hang out. You know what I mean? And oh yeah, this one, this is this is the favorite. And in Time Traveler's Pig, I don't know what episode. I because it's in season 1, episode I don't know what number. In Time Traveler's Pig, when the mystery fair comes around, Mabel wins a pig at the fair, who she named Waddles. This is the first time that she met Waddles. Later on, she and Dipper finds a mysterious man from a future with a time travel device. Mabel wants to go back in time, remember her greatest moment in life, adopting Waddles, which she does again and again once they have the device. While Dipper keeps on going back to stop Robbie from dating Wendy. Yep. Eventually, Mabel helps Dipper succeed, but this leads to Mabel not winning Waddles. They get to the huge fight and end up going through time to the 80s. In the Jurassic period, the future, the Mystery Shack was about 20 years ago, as well as parts of previous. Yeah, yeah, we'll get to that a bit later. And Little Dipper, blah blah blah. Ah yes, I want to talk about this because this is why Mabel Pie just like the most controversial character in Gravity Falls because yeah, I think it's 50% of people nowadays thinks that Mabel is a selfish character in Gravity Falls. And I want to point out in one episode, the Boys Crazy episode, Mabel so yeah, in the Boys Crazy episode, we read this right here. Mabel is incredibly excited to go to see a concert with her friends, Candy and Greta, for a boy band that they are all obsessed with several times. This is this is actually inspired in real life. I think also in real life, Mabel Pines is inspired by Ariel Hirsch, which is the sister of Alex Hirsch, which is the creator of the show Gravity Falls. And Mabel is determined to meet the band and sneaks to the backstage with her room with her friends to see them. They discover that the boy band is made up of clothes. So yeah, in this episode, this is actually where Mabel keeps the boy band several times, and like it did, like in that episode, Mabel actually shows that she wants to keep the boy bands to herself. and she was like all mad, and she was like crazy because yeah, she's crazy for the boys crazy. I can't you think about that? And she even like encouraged her girlfriends, I mean her friend girls, to Candy and Greta to like stay away from the boy from the for several times. Boys Crazy. Yeah, Boys Crazy is the name of the episode. Several times is the name of the band. So yeah, I guess that explains why Mabel is in this episode right here. Boys Crazy. That Mabel is selfish. Yeah, we get that. Season two. Blah blah blah. And it's and then in Dungeons, last Mabel Corn. Ah yes, I want to talk about this one. This is actually season two, episode 19. Dipper and Mabel. I think because Wyrmageddon is like two. It's like a movie, but it's actually split into three episodes. I think it's three episodes. Episode season two, episode 20, episode 21, and episode 22. Episode 22 is literally the last episode of Gravity Falls. So let me just drink some water because obviously when you're talking, your mouth is dry. Ah, so that's why when you're always talking, you always need to have water with you because obviously your saliva is gonna go dry. So let's read this. During Dipper and Mabel versus the future, Mabel wakes Dipper up, excited about the upcoming week as it is their birthday. Ah, yes, I remember this. They're because at that episode that day, they're actually that's actually their birthday. They're gonna turn 13. So from 12 years old to 13 years old. She and become even more excited as they realize they will finally become teenagers. And Stan and Seuss join in the excitement. Mabel decides to have the greatest birthday party before the summer ends, and they proceed with the preparations. However, when Stan decides against having the party in the mystery shack due to their previous party incident. Ah, yes, because that's season two, episode one's karaoke. I think that's the zombie incident. Ah, I don't know. Sue suggests that the Gravity Falls High School gym as an alternative. During their conversation, Ford calls for Dipper. Mabel overhears the two and tells Dipper to join Ford on their mission, giving her support to Dipper as well as giving him a walkie-talkie so they can talk to each other. Mabel and Sue go to Gravity Falls High School, but the school gym is filled with teens doing high school registration. They meet Wendy there. When Mabel asks Wendy about their high school experience, as Wendy describes her bad high school experience, Mabel is discouraged and tries to tell Dipper. But when they got caught off, Seuss tells Mabel to send an invite to her friends to cheer her up, which she proceeds to do. After arriving at Granda's, her friends tell her that they couldn't come to her party due to not being in the town. Granda is on a cruise with Marius. Ah, yes, this is probably the first time when Grendel had a first time crush with this guy named Marius. And Candy must go to the music camp. Mabel eventually returns back to the shack, deeply saddened as reminiscences from Stamps. But yes, I want to talk about this one. This part. Oh yeah, returns back to the shack, deeply saddened. As she reminisces her summer, Stan comes to cheer her up, telling Mabel that while summer is coming to an end, Dipper is still there for her and Mabel feels better. However, Mabel overhears Dipper in a walkie-talkie accepting Ford's apprenticeship offer, and she begins to see her fears come true. Ah, so this is the part where so I this is actually one of Mabel's fears growing up, just like me. When Dipper arrives, Mabel shows her distress over Dipper becoming Ford's apprentice and runs away to the forest after Dipper tells her he wishes to stay because she believed that even when no one else was there for her, Dipper would be a constant in the forest. Mabel tries to cheer herself up but realizes she took Dipper's bag. Mabel goes into Sweater Town, like, yeah, she covers herself up, and Mabel says, "Nobody's here. She's in Sweater Town right now." Sweater Town in distress. And this is when Blendin Blendin approaches. Ah, yes. Blendin Blendin disguised as Bill Cipher. I mean, it's Bill Cipher disguised as Blendin Blendin. Her offers Mabel a way to halt time, so summer wouldn't end. Blendin asks Mabel for the rift exchange. Mabel, not knowing what it truly is, gives it to Blendin. However, Blendin destroys it as soon as it's handed to him. Blendin starts laughing manically and reveals that he was being possessed by Bill Cipher. Yep, that's the one. Mabel is shocked by what she had done, but she is instantly put to sleep. Put to sleep. His plan succeeding, Bill emerges from Blendon's body. Mabel lays out unconscious on the ground. Ah, yes, this is what starts the Weirmageddon. You know what I mean. Well, after the Weirmageddon, at the end, Mabel. Well, I just want to skip. Mabel and Dipper celebrate their 30th birthday just after the Weirmageddon. And Mabel wishes that she could shrink the town residents in order to take them home with her, but as it was probably impossible, settles for everyone signing her scrapbook instead. She also destroys the memory erasing gun. Nice. That there will be no way that she could forget anything. That's nice. On the day that the twins' departure, Mabel says goodbye. Oh, to Candy and Grendel while Stan wears the sweater she knitted for him on that day. As the bus arrives, Mabel is forced to say goodbye to Waddles since her parents won't let her bring a pig home or a pet home with her. However, Waddles doesn't want to leave Mabel as much Mabel's anguish. Not not being able to stand seeing Mabel so upset. Stan says that if he had to put up with Waddles all summer, their parents could put up with him until the next summer, when the bus driver tries to protest Waddles coming to the bus. Stan and Ford flash their weapons at him, so he was shocked, convincing him to let Waddles on. Stan tries to hide his emotions, claiming that he's glad to be rid of the kids. Wow. I'm pretty sure that's just a joke, or maybe he took that as a compliment. But they immediately see through it as Mabel says, "We'll miss you too, Uncle Stan." Aw. They board the bus and wave goodbye to their friends and family as the bus drives away. So they're going back now to their summer vacations over. They're going back to Piedmont, California, which is a fictional town. Probably is a fictional town in America because obviously Gravity Falls is a fictional town as well. So okay, I wanna so so about the let's go back to the first topic of why I get like this DM negative comments on Mabel. Probably they watch my reaction vid, the one that I showed you a while ago on Facebook, and then they somehow send me this DM that all about the controversial negativity on Mabel. So, but I saw their message. I just like looked at it. I didn't reply to them. I just seen it. Like, okay, I'm gonna write it here, and that's the discussion that I want to talk about later, right here, right now. Now let's break it down to this. Of course, I came prepared with talking about Mabel Pines, that she is literally the most controversial character in Gravity Falls. So I searched about the first thing that I searched about is all about the personality of Mabel Pines. So Mabel Pines. So from her key, I'm just gonna read this from. Obviously, we all know that she's a energetic, optimistic, free-spirited 12-year-old girl, and she loves sweaters. She's also like me when I was 12 years old. Actually, probably, yeah, she was like me, like a part of me. So key personality traits. So wait, let me see if it's has. Hey, so key personality traits. Unwavering optimism. Mabel rarely lets anything dampen her spirit. She naturally finds the bright side of every situation and acts above. So creative and crafty. So obviously, so this is her personality. So yeah, so Mabel is optimism, creative, crafty. I'm also creative. You look at me. I literally drew a. I think I'm gonna post this like in a few days. I drew like a Gravity Falls, Lost Legends, Mabel Pines, and Anti Mabel Pines. You're gonna see it on Facebook eventually. And boys crazy and outgoing. Well, obviously Mabel is boys crazy, so she literally has like a crush on every boy that she sees, like a love at first sight, if you know what I mean. Was I like that in 12 years old? I wasn't actually like that. I was probably like a shy type of guy. Fiercely loyal deep down, she cares deeply for her family and friends. That's good. I also care for my family and friends. She goes to great lengths and protect and support them, often stepping in to teach her brother to have fun and not take life too seriously, just like me. Criticisms, she can be impulsive as well. Oh, okay, so so what is this? Oh, this is the second search that I did. So in Gravity Falls, obviously this is her relationship to her family, friends, and love interest. Yeah, she deeply cares about her family, which is great. Best friends, Kenny and Greta. I can't believe that I actually knew that Grenda's last name was Grendinator. Like, wow. It sounds like that her last name is actually from a dinosaur or something. Uh, Romantic interests. Mabel is notably boy crazy and experienced many short-lived comedic summer crushes, including Norman, Norman the zombie, Mermando, the merman, and boy band several times. There you go. So yeah, Mabel is boys crazy, but majority I think Mabel cares so much for her family than her, you know, boys crazy things, boy crazy obsessions, if you know what I mean. So the third search that I did was the appearance of Mabel Pines. So Mabel Pines is bubbly, energetic 12-year-old girl. Later, when she turned 30 years old, just after Armageddon, then she distinguished by her vibrant, changing wardrobe, prominent dental braces. But I actually had braces when I was in like first year of second year college. I don't want to show my picture because you're gonna see the difference of my face because my face because I'm 27 years old and of course we're all aware of the middle age metabolism, right? Because when you eat too much and I mean the metabolism is like slowing down like later when you get like to 30s, like 35 years old, your metabolism slows down. So I also I'm aware that I should be eating less food. That's what I learned. So her height, so her hair and face, she has a long brown hair that reaches her hips, brown eyes, and permanent pink blush. I I also have brown eyes. In fact, it's actually in the genes. There is no way in the world that someone has black eyes. I would be surprised if someone in the world living today that has black eyes because the eye colors nowadays are just brown, blue, green, and there's probably a color gray, but I'm pretty sure these three are the main eye colors, which is brown, blue, and green. So her height, she is exactly 1 millimeter taller than her brother. Yep, Dipper. Yes, sir. accessories. Her signature accessory is a colorful matching headband. Oh yeah, y- she always wears the headband. But majority people nowadays, I think do they still wear headbands? For I mean, people not majority of women nowadays, do they still wear headband? Because I don't see women nowadays wearing headband. I mean, if they were to wear headbands, probably it's just for fashion. Okay, so this is the fourth search that I did. Uh, nah. Oh yes, I want to talk about this one. So Mabel Pines analysis, the fear of growing up. You gotta just read that. The twin dynamic. Yeah, the yin and yang. I think there's also a reference from the yin and yang, the show from Jetix. I think it's Yin Yang Yo. There you go. That was actually premiered here in the Philippines. Like I think that was 2013. It was like a long time ago. Jeez, wow. Flawless narrative rule, relentless idea. Okay, we actually know about that. Okay, so that's okay. So this is the fourth search that I did. Is Mabel Pines really that emotional? I think this is actually the similar thing that is going around me right now. So yeah, I also consider myself as an emotional in the family, just like Mabel Pines. I also have a fear of growing up, but people are gonna disagree with me right now. But I already mature from that. So like just a year and like 2 years ago. I mean just a year ago after realizing, oh, you're gonna be left behind because you're afraid of like what? Getting a job, getting like yes. But overall, my realization is that getting a job is like you need to get a job so that you can put food on the table. So because you can like help the family put food on the table. So that's what I learned. So yeah, people are gonna disagree with me. Yeah, that I'm mature, but now that I'm mature, eh, I already, realized about that. So, so yeah, so let's talk about this one. So let's set aside my my emotional, things. Mabel Pie's really that emotional. So I searched about this. Is Mabel Pines really that emotional? And the answer of Google AI says yes. Mabel Pines is famously characterized as highly emotional. This is probably normal for guys. Okay, so it's like normal for guys to be emotional, and also girls, and also like women and men to be emotional. But I think study from a study nowadays from like a psychologist study, I think men are the more emotional than women because that's like what Mabel said. Uh, uh, girls mature faster than guys. That's what she said in like the episode. Boy, several times. I mean, boys crazy, not several times. Several times is the name of the band. So she is actually known as the emotional twin, while her brother Dipper leans towards logic, mystery, and planning. Wow, I'm pretty sure that Dipper is like the more mature twin than Mabel. Well, Mabel is like the emotional one. Oh no, Dipper is like the logic twin, like the mature logic, the like problem solving twin, and like Mabel is like the more emotional twin. While her Mabel is intuitive. I don't know how to pronounce this. Mabel is intuitive, emotional anchor of the duo. She acts on feelings and love, empathy, and excitement, which can sometimes manifest in impulsivity or clinginess. Fear of growing up. Yep, I also had that. I talked about it. Fear of growing up until now, but people disagree with me that I already mature with right that about that. The debate on selfishness. Ah, yes. There is literally like a lot of debate on Mabel's selfishness. So let's talk about this. Let's read about this. The debate on selfishness. Because she operates on emotion, she occasionally makes impulsive choices that forces others, usually Dipper, to make sacrifices. Wow, it. Wow, so that's why Mabel, some of the majority of the people think that Mabel's selfish because Dipper is literally like the making sacrifice for Mabel. Damn, I actually felt what that's a painful feeling for a Dipper right there. This has made her a highly controversial character. There you go. That's because that's what we're talking about today. Is Maple Pines really a controversial character in Gravity Falls? That's what we're talking about today. With some viewers finding her actions inconsiderate, while others defend her as simply as a child navigating big feelings. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so this is the fifth search. So I asked the question, why is Mabel Pines afraid of growing up? Just like me, why am I afraid of growing up? Wait, I'm just gonna drink water. Why was I afraid of growing up? Well, this is the reason why Mabel is afraid of growing up. The reality of adolescence. She gets a harsh, unsettling glimpse into a high school life, realizing it involves bullies, a threat of separation from her brother Dipper, the fantasy escape. So just after her fatal mistake when she handed over the rift to Blandon. No, it was Bill disguised as Blandon. Bill literally took Mabel at a snap of his finger, took Mabel into the fantasy land, which Bill knows about Mabel's fantasy. That's why Bill took Mabel into this fantasy land inside the bubble, which is episode. It's in the Weird Mageddon episodes. So the fifth, the fifth or the second to the last search, what I search is Mabel Pines selfish? And what Google AI answered, yes, Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls is frequently characterized as selfish by viewers, but is a topic of heavy debate. She is deeply complex character whose flaws and strengths are heavily discussed in Gravity Falls fandom. As the case for Mabel's selfishness, in the sock opera episode, Mabel puts her crush on a puppet show ahead of Dipper's pursuit of crucial mystery, forcing Dipper to make a massive sacrifices. Wow. I can't believe I also feel what my brother has to feel because of him making sacrifices. Like, for example, I would like argue, like for example, in our car Kia Sorento, when when I always have to sit in front, when my bro Matthew is gonna sit in the front, I always argue about no, I should sit in the front first, and he actually took that sacrifice. So yeah, I felt the pain for bro right there, bro. It's the deep end. Yeah, we're back at it. Yeah, I already talked about that. All right, so yeah. So the last and final search that I asked the question, why is Mabel Pines a hated character in Gravity Falls? There you go. The Dipper apprenticeship, the episode where she overheard Dipper that when Dipper is like accepted Ford's apprenticeship offer, and then Mabel has like the realization of the fear of like growing up is coming onto her. So that's why she was in shock. The unintended consequences. Mabel accidentally triggers Wyrmageddon apocalypse because she literally handed the rift to Bill, which is Bill Cypher disguised as Blended, because she wanted the summer to never end. So that's the reason why she wants to escape. That's the reason why she has the fear of growing up, because she wants her summer to end endlessly. But but at the end, she learned that part of growing up is what she needs to learn. So critics point out that she started this catastrophic event and rescued from her Mabeland bubble without ever giving a truly sincere, deeply reflective apology for the devastation she caused. So that's why there's like she's like the most controversial character in Gravity Falls because she just after the fatal mistake that when she handed over the rift after the Armageddon, she never apologized to the people of Gravity Falls that she was the one who caused the weird Mageddon. So yeah, despite of it, Lost Legends. So okay, so now we know all about Mabel Pines. Let's read this these DM negative comments about Mabel. So this one right here, she's from the Philippines, Leslie Gonzalez. So it says right here, Mabel is literally the worst character. She was a terrible sister to Dipper, treated him poorly. She was as selfish and honestly, she maybe have a sweet girl, but she's just not a good person. She wanted what she want when she wanted it, no matter what it cost or anyone around her. The episode with the fair, she knew how badly Dipper wanted to break up Wendy and Robbie. That's actually the time traveler's pig episode. Yet yet since it convinced her, and she didn't get the pig who added more headache than good. Mind you, she threw a tantrum. Mabel was always putting herself first, never thinking about Dipper, not even once. So conclusion, Mabel is a selfish. I don't know. Probably this is a grammar error. She should have taken out the A. Mabel is selfish. So yeah. Gina. So I don't know how to pronounce this. So this is obviously it's not from the Philippines. It's probably from East Asia. Maybe from China. Maybe Japan. Maybe South Korea. Jinae Hayo. It's probably it's a girl. So she said, "I don't mean for this to come off as a character bashing. It's more of a character flaw. But Mabel is actually pretty selfish all throughout the series." All right, all right. I feel for you. All right, Tapiken. I'm pretty probably this is probably a guy or a boy. So so he said that I can understand that from getting waddles to the entire episode of sock opera, she really just doesn't care about Dipper. Don't get me wrong, I really like Mabel, but that's what her major flaw, and everyone has one. Dipper's flaws would be being really overly obsessive, for example. For Mabel, being selfish at times is justifiable, since they are humans and these are not perfect entities that teach good morals like and many cartoon characters are. And honestly, I consider that a good thing in Gravity Falls. Mabel may be selfish, but she also does things that are not as selfish, like getting the unicorn hair, for example. I think Mabel is selfish at times not not selfish at times, just like every other character. Okay. My, so this one right here, Maya Maru. So it says right here, there's no doubt about that, but that that might just would be might makes her the much more to me. She's selfish in a way that framed to be a good thing. She continues to be praised by her friends and family despite the actual consequences that if she were not in a show that is written wait okay if she's not ready for things to go in her way, her brand of selfishness creates she may be charming and funny, but she's certainly not. The best person I know, I think it maybe come down to me not liking characters with the context of show ignoring or forgiving her for some of the things she's pulled while she continues to pull the same I don't know how to pronounce this shit tick the same Schmidt with increasing levels of danger and consequences. Anyways, okay. Ah, yes. So this one, this obviously for Filipino, I mean Filipina, because it's a name of a girl. So it's from the Philippines. So this is from a name from a gal named Sophia Nazareno. So I'm gonna read this in Tagalog, which is the our natural language of Filipinos. Okay, I'm gonna read this in Tagalog. Okay. Sumasayang ayon ako. Si May po ang pinakamasamang karakter sa buong serye. Tiyak dahil hindi kailang kinikilala ng serye kung gaano siya kasama at kung paano siya hindi natututong mula rito. And knowing that really sours a rewatch and how Dipper has to keep sacrificing for her without any payoff for that at all. Alright, the next negative controversial comment DM that I received was from this guy named Ben Morano. So it's a guy, so it's in Taglish, so I'm gonna read it in Taglish again. So it says right here, I won't deny my first impression with her as this was why I'm thankful that I'm the only child. Okay. And so this is in Tagalog. Nakakahiya mang sabihin pero nakikita ko ako si Mabel ng level ng sadistic na satisfaction ng muntik na siyang masira pagkatapos ng Weird Mageddon. Or or all she went through. I guess there's nothing more hateful than someone as being selfish like Mabel. All right. Well, I think we need to come up with a conclusion right here. So, obviously, so the next after that I made a conclusion. So so you can say what so in conclusion you can say whatever you like. The Mabel's the most controversial character in Gravity Falls. Her being selfish, like all the stuff like she did in the past where she even made this one fatal mistake where she handed the rift to Bill Cipher disguised as Blendin, which caused the Weird Mageddon, and she did apologize for that. So yeah, so yeah, everyone. Well, she makes mistakes. Obviously, everyone in this world, 8 billion people in this planet, makes mistakes. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And that right there is part of growing up. And for the conclusion that I want to say that Mabel Pines is just a 12-year-old female kid. All right. The mistakes that she made during her Gravity Falls summer. I mean, I can conclude that Mabel Pines is just a 12-year-old female kid. That her mistakes, that she can reflect on her mistakes on what she did. All right, and obviously for majority of human beings, we all need to learn from our mistake. Uh, Mabel Pines, because that's actually part of growing up. Like when that's actually also part of maturity. Like when you make a mistake, you learn from it, you get humiliated, you learn from it, and maybe you can talk about it and you learn from that. All right. So yeah, this is the conclusion right here. Just want to say, Mabel Pines is just a 12-year-old kid, female kid. All right. Mabel Pines is just a 12-year-old kid. And probably if she was here in real life, she will probably their birthday is August 31, 2026. If she was actually here in real life because she's a fictional character, if she was here in real life and she saw what she did in Gravity Falls, and she will be asking herself, was I really like that when I was 12 years old? So yeah, because I'm pretty sure at my age, if I'm 27, she's 26. She's gonna turn 27 this coming August 31. She's gonna be asking herself the criticism that she received when she was 12 years old. Was I really like that when I was 12 years old? So yeah, so yeah. So in summary, I just want to repeat it again. All the negativity, all the negative DM, all the negative controversial of Mabel Pines is that I'm also seeing like why Mabel is the most hated character in Gravity Falls. I just want to say in conclusion, Mabel Pines is just a 12-year-old female kid. All right, And I think that wraps up for our discussion because yeah, I received a negative DM from Messenger. I didn't want to reveal their profile, so yeah, I just seen it, but I didn't want to reply to it. I just want to say that there you go. Mabel Pines is just a 12-year-old female kid who makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. We humans make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Every human being in this 8 billion human beings that's living on this planet make mistakes, and we all learn from it. And that's part of growing up. That's part of maturity. All right. So there you go. That actually concludes the video that I wanna upload for a very long time because yeah, because this right here, I mean this right here was actually like weeks ago, like after the reaction vid and the reaction vid and the Gravity Falls look back Gravity Falls like that. So yeah, I just want to say or from wherever you are, good night, good afternoon, or good morning. Have a nice day. And yeah, my microphone looks like this, so my microphone looks like this so that you will not hear the loud tiss sound, like because the foam of this microphone was removed because I don't know why. Design design flaws of the headphone. Because this headphone was actually made in China, so yeah. So, uh, so I just want to say, have a nice day, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening from wherever you are around the world. And I'll see you guys again maybe next time on a Gravity Falls topic discussion. Right? See ya. I salute you. See ya.